The notification came at 2. Not an alarm, not an emergency, a shipping confirmation. You were already awake, had been for an hour, lying in the dark, phone above your face, scrolling through a page you'd visited 4 times that day. And when that little banner dropped down from the top of the screen, something relaxed in your chest. Not happiness exactly. Relief. The package was coming Thursday. You didn't remember ordering it. You checked your email, found 3 other confirmations from the past 2 weeks you hadn't opened. A sweater, a desk organizer, something for the kitchen you'd completely forgotten about. You put the phone down, stared at the ceiling, and thought about nothing, which was the whole point. Here's something no one wants to say out loud. Most people who struggle financially are not reckless. They're not irresponsible. They're not stupid with money. They're just quietly buying things they don't need, with money they haven't earned yet, to feel something they can't name. And the strangest part? The buying isn't really about the things. It never was. So the question isn't, how did you end up with a credit card balance you can't explain? The real question is, what were you trying to feel at 2:47 in the morning? And why did a shipping notification give it to you? It starts completely innocently. That's the part nobody warns you about, how normal it looks in the beginning. You're sitting at home. You need something. Batteries, a phone case, a pair of running shoes, because you keep meaning to start working out. You go online. You find it. You order it. It shows up. Done. Convenient. Efficient. Smart, even. You saved gas. You saved time. You compared prices in 30 seconds. You found a discount code. You used rewards points. You felt like someone who has their life together. And the apps learn this about you immediately. They learn what you looked at, how long you looked, whether you left without buying and came back, what made you hesitate, what made you commit. They build a quiet map of your attention, your boredom, your longing, your small daily dissatisfactions, and they use it, not to sell you things you want, to sell you the feeling of wanting things. That distinction is everything. And in the beginning, you don't feel any of it happening. The first thing that changes is the threshold. Early on, you think about a purchase before you make it. You consider it. You leave it in the cart for a few days. You decide. But somewhere gradually, without a single identifiable moment, that thinking shrinks. You see something. You feel a low-level pull. You tap. You buy. The gap between wanting and having narrows to almost nothing. And when the gap disappears, something critical disappears with it. Judgment. No one notices it at first because the amounts seem small. $12 here, $27 there. A flash sale 60% off on something you didn't know you wanted until 40 seconds ago. It doesn't feel like losing money. Every individual purchase has a reason, a justification, a logic. I needed this anyway. I've been putting this off for months. This is actually the responsible version because it was on sale. I work hard. This is fine. The justification machine runs so smoothly, so automatically, that it starts to feel like thinking, like rational decision-making. It isn't. It's your brain protecting a habit it has come to depend on. And underneath the habit, underneath the clicks and the cards and the quiet little dopamine pulses, something else is happening entirely. There's a specific kind of tiredness that isn't physical. It's the tiredness of a week that didn't go the way you hoped. A day where you felt overlooked. A month where the goals you set quietly stopped feeling possible. A version of your life you're starting to suspect might not come That tiredness has a texture, and online shopping has learned exactly how to reach inside it. What the research shows quietly, without much fanfare, is that purchasing behavior spikes during periods of low mood, stress, loneliness, and loss of control. Not because you are weak, but because buying something creates a momentary simulation of agency. You chose this. You clicked this. You are in control of this one small thing. When you feel powerless at work, invisible in your relationships, uncertain about your future, a cart full of items feels like a plan. It looks like progress. It carries the emotional weight of doing something. And then there's identity. The brands you buy tell a story to yourself more than anyone else. The fitness equipment suggests a disciplined version of you that's coming soon. The upgraded home goods suggest a life that's being curated. The luxury item suggests you've arrived somewhere. You haven't necessarily arrived, but in the moment of purchase, you feel like you might. That feeling, that brief, warm possibility, is what you're actually paying for. The item is secondary, almost irrelevant. You're buying a version of yourself that exists only in the seconds before the order confirmation. The shift doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with a dramatic moment, no fight with a partner, no frightening bank statement, no single purchase you point to later and say, that was it. It comes in the form of a number you stop checking. Because somewhere in the process, looking at the balance becomes uncomfortable. So you stop looking as often, then less, then only when you have to. And in the space created by not looking, the damage compounds quietly. Credit card balances that carry month to month, a savings account that should exist but doesn't, an unexpected expense, a car repair, a medical bill, a flight home that should be manageable but suddenly isn't. And the thing about that moment, the moment when the ordinary expense becomes a crisis, is how it recontextualizes everything. Suddenly, all the small purchases reorganize themselves in your memory. All the things that seemed fine, all the justified spending, all the moments of relief at 2 a.m, they were not fine. They were a slow withdrawal from a future you didn't know you were spending. The consequences don't look like numbers. They look like a conversation with your partner that goes sideways because of an unexpected credit card statement. The way the room gets quiet. The way trust shifts slightly, almost imperceptibly, and doesn't fully return. They look like a job opportunity you can't pursue because it requires a pay cut during training, and you don't have the financial runway to absorb it. You stay where you are, another year, then another. They look like the exhaustion of being perpetually close to the edge, never catastrophically broke, never actually stable. Always one surprise away from a problem. Always carrying the low hum of financial anxiety like background noise you've learned to live with but cannot tune out. And here's the part that doesn't get said enough. The things are still in your apartment, in closets, in boxes, in that drawer that doesn't close all the way, some still with tags, most forgotten entirely. None of them doing what they were bought to do because they were never really bought for the reason that was written on the label. The sweater didn't make you feel put together. The desk organizer didn't make you feel in control. The kitchen thing you still don't remember what it was for. What you purchased was relief. What remains is everything it cost. Here is what the algorithm understands about you that you don't. Your emotional discomfort has a market value. Every moment of your loneliness, your boredom, your stress, your low-grade dissatisfaction, it is a purchasing opportunity if the right product is positioned in front of it at the right time. The entire infrastructure of online retail, the personalized feeds, the limited time banners, the free returns, the one-click buying. The just for you recommendations is not designed to make buying easy. It is designed to make not buying feel wrong. And it works because it has access to you constantly. In the morning before your day has started, at night when your defenses are low, during the 10-minute window between one task and the next when your brain is restless and unguarded. It knows when you're vulnerable before you do. Your money doesn't disappear in big, dramatic collapses. It disappears in your emotional minutes, in 2 a.m. notifications, in your justified purchases, in the quiet accumulation of your attempts to feel something other than what you actually feel. The shopping isn't your problem. The shopping is your symptom. The problem is the feeling underneath it that never gets addressed because it keeps getting medicated quickly, cheaply, with something that ships Thursday. And the terrible efficiency of that system is this. It works just enough to keep you coming back. Not enough to actually fix anything. Just enough to keep you clicking. The package arrives Thursday. You open it on the couch. It's fine. It's exactly what you ordered. You put it down, pick up your phone, and without thinking, without even registering that you're doing it, you open the app. Something catches your eye. There's a small notification at the top of the screen. Based on your recent orders, you might like. You scroll down, and the wanting begins again, quiet, familiar, and entirely invisible to you, like something that was never a choice at all. The strange part is, nothing looked wrong. It never does. Until the moment you finally stop and add it all up and realize the cart was always full. But somehow, you were always empty. If this hit closer than you expected, subscribe. That's what this channel is about. Not money advice, not motivation, just the uncomfortable patterns nobody else is willing to say out loud. Hit subscribe and the bell. The next one goes even deeper.